Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel. Today I'm going to create the same song on MPC One and the Yamaha QY70. If you're interested, please join me in this video. Here we go.
MPC One, often being referred to as a DAW in a box, was released in 2020. It has all the connections you need to make it the centerpiece of your studio, and besides being a great sampler, it can run a multitude of great sounding plugins. The user interface with its touch-sensitive pads, encoders and buttons is complemented by a touchscreen. QY70 was released in 1997. It's an extended general MIDI device with an LC screen, 5-pin MIDI interface and a 3.5mm headphone jack audio out. Sound is created from internal samples running through a subtractive synthesizer. You can use up to 32 voices and different sounds at once when creating music. So let's start creating a song on MPC One. On the start screen, tap the New Empty Project button in the top left. MPC One works with sequencers, which can be up to 999 measures long. The main screen is divided into 3 rows. The first row will display information about your current sequence. The tempo of my song today will be 120 beats per minute. First, I'll change the length of the sequence from 2 to 4 measures. The second row on the screen displays track info for one of the 16 MIDI tracks, and the third row is for selecting the plugin or sample on this track. My goal today is to create a 4-minute song inspired by mid-2000s mainstream trance pop. Let's begin with the chords. Use the pen icon to name the sequence and the track, and then press the plugin icon in the middle of the second row to select the plugin in the bottom row. I'm going to use the Tube Synth and its first preset sound, Rich Swell, here. Now press record and play the chords on the MIDI keyboard connected to the MPC. As usual, I made some minor mistakes, so let's press the grid button on the left side of the screen to iron them out. You can use quantizing too by pressing the TC button, but I'll just move the notes around a bit here and adjust their length. Let's listen again. Now save this song by pressing Shift and Save and giving it the name, and then let's repeat the same thing on the 20 years older QY70. Okay, so here it is, and my USB MIDI keyboard here is connected to this sequencer with this USB to 5-pin MIDI converter. Link is in this video's description. The QY70 sequencer works with song and pattern mode as well, the difference to the MPC being patterns can only be up to 8 measures long, but the song can be as long as memory permits. There's a pattern track to arrange the order in which the patterns will be played back, and that's what I'm going to do here. Press the pattern button to go to pattern mode, and then set the length of the patterns to 4 measures in the upper right corner of the screen. You can get there using the arrow keys. Another thing the QY70 can do is to reharmonize your patterns on the fly, so it's important to specify the key we're in the middle of the screen. My song is in A minor. Now let's choose a sound. Press the pattern button once more and move the cursor to the third row. With the plus and minus keys you can now choose a sound. I selected the warm pad. The QY70 has a proper step sequencer, which the MPC One does not. Press Exit to go to the main screen and then press Record. Make sure the step recording is selected in the top middle of the screen and then press Play. Now move the cursor down and change the note length to whole notes using the plus key. Then just play 4 chords on the keyboard: A minor, E minor, D minor and F major, while playing the upper E along every time. Result should be like this. Let's listen. While we're here, let's also add a drum track. Move the cursor to the second track in the middle of the screen and then press the pattern button. Once again, in the third row, we can start browsing sounds. To quickly select a drum category, hold Shift and press plus or minus. I'm searching for an electronic drum kit, so let's listen to some sounds. I'll use this one. And now once again using the step sequencer, I'll create an ordinary 4 to the floor beat here. And here's what we've got so far. Now let's do the same thing on MPC One. On the second row of the MPC main screen, turn the jog wheel once to add a new track. Give that track a name, then select plugin and in the third row press add plugin and choose the multi-drum plugin. Choose a preset sound, for example a trance EDM kit, and give that a name as well. I'm going to use the MPC's step sequencers for this, which is kind of inferior to what the QY70 has on offer. In this sequencer, the 16 pads of the MPC stand in for a 16th note in a 16-step pattern. Press the button in the bottom row of the screen, then press a pad to select the drum sound, then press the button again, and then you can start entering notes. You have to repeat this process for every sound and every measure. Here's how the result sounds. And while we're here, let's also add the bass track. Return to the main screen, add another track and another plugin, tube synth again, and let's select this patch here named Stadium Bass. Now go into the grid editor and paint the notes using the pencil. I like to use a rhythm that plays a 16th bass note on every third step of the sequence and then end on 2 8th notes in the last quarter. Use the rubber band tool to select all the notes and use the copy key to fill your pattern with this sequence. As we're in a key of A minor here, we can just let the bass play along on A all the time without clashing with the chords. If you press the arrow button in the bottom right of the screen, you can also adjust velocity and other controls. As velocity is often tied to filter cutoff frequency, we can get some dramatic filter movements here by shaking things up a bit. Okay, let's save this again and then do this on the QY70 next. Same thing on the QY70. We're on track 3 here. I've selected a synth bass patch number 39 and again I'll use the step sequencer and enter the exact same bass pattern used on the MPC. I'm using randomized velocity here to change the filter settings and here's the result. Skip ahead some minutes and I've added an arpeggiated pluck sound and created 4 more patterns on both machines for intro, ending, chorus and verse 2. While doing this is no problem on MPC, on the QY70 I had a problem because my chorus is 24 measures long, while the pattern has a maximum length of 8 bars. So I had to spread my chorus harmonies over 3 patterns here. Luckily both the verse and the bridge use the same chord progression, so I can use the same pattern for both and add some variations in song mode. I also adjusted the delay effect on the QY70 by pressing the pattern button 3 times and added delay times of multiples of 125 milliseconds, so the delay is exactly in sync with my 120 BPM track here. I also added some filter swells using the continuous data function. Now, on MPC, you can press the menu button and then go to song mode. Press record and then tap the sequence buttons to line them up for your song. On the QY70, press the song button, then move the cursor to the pattern track and press record. You can now line up your patterns in this table to create a song. So, long story short, here's my song played back on the QY70. I didn't add external effects, but I added a guitar and piano track by my fellow YouTubers Xavier and Lanthan. You can find the MPC version of this track on my YouTube homepage for comparison.
Oh, by the way, if you like content like this, and if you want to see more on the Yamaha QY70 or the Akai MPC One, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you want to support what I'm doing here financially, you can join my Patreon or become a YouTube member using the button under this video, just like these awesome people here. Thank you very much.
Out of sight, wonder if I should try to reach out, touch the sky, need to fly. I fought so hard for a cause that's not mine. Now I feel maybe I wasted time. I'll
Yeah, and that's it for today. The Yamaha QY70 from over 20 years ago and the Akai MPC One, which is quite new, used for creating the same song. Did you expect this result? Please leave a comment under this video. And if you found this interesting, please consider subscribing to my channel or leaving a like or dislike. And as always, thanks for watching and see you again very soon. Bye bye.